Greeting, traveler.
Your mind.
You require my assistance? A deal! We're gonna be rich.
your mind.
You require my assistance? Adigo! We're gonna be rich.
Hello, THL, and welcome to the final Tavern Talk of the season. We are here with, once again, the champions, Hearthstone Academy, coming in with a fourth Legacy Series championship. And we are joined today with, of course, as always, our ever-present hosts, Dusharmo, Stream Op Extraordinaire. How you doing, Dusharmo?
Doing good. I'm just a little tired today. After the show, I'm gonna go put my little ones to sleep. So yesterday I did that, and I fell asleep because my wife wanted to watch some stuff after we put them to sleep, and I literally fell asleep right as I like. She was like,
Nice.
"I tried waking you up, and you didn't wake up," and I was like, "I guess I was just tired." So
Living that dad life.
I know.
Dusharmo putting in an early application for
say.
Dad Legend, maybe.
yeah. Well, that's one of my goals is to play on Dad Legend.
Parenting.
One of my goals is to play
Nice.
on Dad Legend one of these seasons.
One
Just
of
that-
these days.
Well, the PR doesn't line up, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And of course, we have our ever-present guest host as well, JRJuggerlaw. How you doing tonight, JR?
I'll admit this is always a bittersweet one, the very last Tavern Talk of the season, and this is the first time I actually get to be a part of it on the casting side. So you know what? I'm excited, but definitely a little bummed as well.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. You know, it's bittersweet when you close out a season. Sure, not quite so bittersweet for the members of HSA, other than just you know that this magical season has finally come to an end, but it ended in the best way possible for you. And we have with us tonight Based Ink and Ghost. Boozosaurus will possibly be joining us hopefully soon. Sage maybe can join us at some point, and Mako will not be able to join us. We've got some real life commitments that are getting in the way, unfortunately, but we definitely are going to have Based and Ghost here to answer some of your questions and to celebrate this win. Let's start off with Based. How are you doing tonight, Based?
Pretty good. Just excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm sure. Feeling good about a title, naturally. And how about you, Ghost? How are you doing tonight?
Well, I was tired, but I feel more energetic now that the show started. Feeling good.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Good answer.
Get that hype going. You know, time to celebrate. You know, I know there's a drinking game soon, not necessarily yet, but maybe you make another drinking game tonight since it's the official celebration of HSA's win. But in any case, we do have a fun slate of questions for you guys from the community at large. I don't know if we have any specific format to go through, so we can just kind of go through questions sort of one by one and have you guys field them.
We do have a little bit of a format. We're gonna do the last week review. We got one last week review to do.
Oh, I almost forgot. We do have a review to go
So
over. Yeah.
let's do the last week review, and then we'll go right into the questions.
Awesome.
There we go. So finals match between Hearthstone Academy and Blood Bloomers, and as we said last week, two teams that just were not expected at all at anybody's bracket to make the finals, let alone the finals and let alone the first round. But they did it, and they proved everybody wrong, myself included. And Hearthstone Academy
Mine too.
picks up the fourth championship, showing that they are still capable of doing it, even though they have been, the last championship's been a bunch of seasons. So, so congratulations. But let's go through the matches here. First, we have Adamos taking on Based Inc. And no surprise, I mean, Based Inc. You're really good, but Adamos is amazing. He's been amazing all season, going 3-1. And then we have a 3-2 Ghost over Sanguine. That was a surprising one. A lot of us picked Sanguine to win that one because of how strong she had been playing the 3 previous weeks. But Ghost picking up a really important 3-2 win, bumping into the 2 seed, coming up from the 3 seed. Booze, this is another surprising one. Booze gets an L in the 3. Booze had been playing in the 1 and the 2 most of the season, and now it's in the 3. And so Ator picking up a big win there, keeping it very close. Then 2-star Mako, the very last match needed to win the championship, picks up the win in the clutch. And finally, Sage picks up a huge win over Silver T, 3-2. So a couple surprising matches in there on both sides. But congratulations to Hearthstone Academy. Ron, JR, do you guys have any thoughts on this match and how things went?
So I was very much like knew this was going to come down to the very last match. And the thing I loved about this was that I wanted the outcome, regardless of who won, to be okay, it's going to come down to the very last match. This is not going to be one-sided. This is going to be like a really just going to be like every match has an impact on the overall situation. And so I loved the fact that we were really seeing how with this matchup, it really came down to, I believe it was the 4 seed between Mako and Medusas. And I was just like, okay, great. This is no matter what happens, winner take all. That's the type of stuff you love to see in any type of big playoff match, especially the finals. So I was really happy that win or lose, we were going to have ourselves one epic finale. And I would say that's definitely what happened.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. This is a really interesting, hard-fought match throughout. A 15-13 win just tells you how incredibly close it was. And Blood Bloomers, kudos to them because they came really close. It did come down to the final match. It was pretty back and forth too. I can't speak for the members of HSA, but I have the feeling that they maybe were thinking, things are still on the right track even after Booze led off with a loss, because that was kind of the theme. Even though it wasn't a sweep loss for Booze, he actually got those 2 points, which amounted to the difference as well. I think they see Booze lose in the first game of the playoffs, and they're like, oh, okay, we got this. This is the pattern. And then, it followed where, there were just really close matches, kind of back and forth. And it came down to Starkey Medusas versus 2-star Mako. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get that match on stream. Hey, what's up, Sage?
We're live. Hey.
Hey guys.
Hey, so glad
I
you
just
could
wanted
make
to hop
it.
in kind of randomly to say hi. Yeah. I can't
Yeah,
follow
congratulations
along. I'm at
on
work
the
right now.
title.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sorry to
Yeah, for
interrupt
everybody-
whatever you're talking about. I just wanted to hop in and say hi.
Yeah, for everybody, Sage is at work, and so he's popping in here just to say hi.
Yeah, kind of just in between customers when it gets a little slow for a second.
And I think
There you
Booze
go.
joined us as well. He just got home from work. How you doing, Booze?
Booze!
I'm good. I actually didn't get home from work. I just walked out of work.
Oh, so I hear the beep from your car. So
Yeah, I just saw that car. I heard that car beep too. Nice.
Yeah, I've got some customers walking up
But-
right now. I'm gonna have to let y'all go, but thanks so much for having everybody on, and thank y'all for just thanks for everything you guys did this season. And Ron, I know you've been doing 2 shows, man. That's a lot. It's a lot of work, and good luck in your finals as well.
Thanks, buddy. Congrats on the title. Have a good one.
Thank you so much. Yep.
well,
Oh my
No.
god, that's right. I just realized all 3 of the hosts tonight are in some sort of final this week.
yep.
That's not Legacy, oddly enough.
Go figure.
Try wrapping your head
Um,
around that for a moment.
But anyway, just to wrap up on this review, Mako got the big victory for HSA in the final game. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to be streamed. I know he's been, as far as I know, just having to deal with some real life stuff that kind of gets in the way and makes it a little bit more difficult on him this season. So really big props to Mako for, overcoming a lot of other things going on in his life and focusing in and getting a big victory for his team that pulled home a championship. That's got to feel incredible, and congratulations to him and the whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure too. Like you've got, like your match is, your win means so much, but your loss also means so much too. So it's like to be able to like juggle all that and just come through, always a wonderful thing to see.
Absolutely.
Well, that moves us right into the next segment, the guests. So, if anybody's live and wants to ask any questions that they didn't ask in the Discord, you can shoot them in the go ahead and shoot them in the chat. Everybody else, we're just going to go ahead, Ron. We're just going to go ahead and just start reading some questions. Sage had already pre-answered some of these questions, so we might be reading some of these off. I don't think we're going to do all of them, but we're going to do, we'll at least do a bunch of them. So
yeah,
but he
there are
answered
quite
a
a few questions. As always, Diamond had quite a few, so I can read Diamond's block maybe towards the end of it. But we can start off. JR, if you have, I think you had a specific question for Sage that he answered off stream. If you want to read that off.
You know what? I will, because I was very curious about this. Because I asked Sage specifically, what was it like captaining this team compared to other teams? Because, like, for those of you who don't know, Sage had, with all of his 3 previous teams that won, they were all pretty standard rosters as far as the PR makeup. You had somebody with a lot of PR in the 1 seed, either MMI or Brewski. And then he had a pretty solid like 2 seed, 3 seed. Like everybody's PR was kind of within a range that like you would expect for that, for that number. Whereas this was the first time where he had a roster that was like just very like well-rounded. 1 through 4 seed was pretty interchangeable, and of course you had Sage to round it out, and he had a very high PR even for a 5 seed. So I was curious to find out if he felt like the season progressed differently, if he felt like the prep was different, like was there overall a different feeling to it? And his answer was that it wasn't that much different. Each player pulled their weight and contributed. The only real difference was all the joking around about musical seeds, which I think that's a good way of putting it at this point. Musical seeds.
Yeah.
So-
Any comments on that from our HSA members who we have here? I'm sure there was quite a lot of joking around about musical seeds, but anything in particular you want to comment on or contribute as far as that answer is concerned?
Well, one thing was I wasn't sure who I was going to play next week because like I could have been in the 4 seed or like the 2 seed or the 3 seed.
Right.
So like, I remember at one point Dusharmo was like, "Oh, we play each other in like 3 weeks," and I was like, "Are you sure?" Because like anything can happen. It's like 3 weeks later.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did that cause any kind of difficulty as far as prep for you guys as a team as a whole, where you're wondering who my opponents are and how I should plan? Or did you maybe just slow it down to where it's like just take it 1 week at a time?
I felt like I personally didn't do a lot of like checking my opponent's classes in really any series this season. I just brought what I thought was the strongest each week, because it like the meta shifted so much this season that it felt like why even care about who you're going to play, and instead just like get prepared to play the best each week.
Nice. Well, there you have it, the winning strategy from the crossover player of the season. I'd say that'd be decent advice to heed, especially in kind of a crazy meta. Just don't worry too much about countering, targeting. Bring the best stuff. Smart.
Yeah, but that is also kind of worth noting. Like, I don't think we've had a meta before where the shifting happened like so frequently. Because, like, obviously we've had a few metas where like multiple nerfs have taken place. This was the first time that we had such a problematic meta that Demon Hunter, all because of Demon Hunter, we there had to be so many nerfs to that, and it was pretty insane. And I feel like that's something I actually kind of want to ask all of the members of HSA here. What were your overall thoughts on the meta, considering that sometimes people don't love a meta even when they're really successful in it?
So personally, I know towards the beginning of the meta, it was like super fun because there's this new class, even though it was very broken and I'm very obviously OP, Demon Hunter was still just like this cool new shiny thing that I felt like a lot of people were playing. Obviously due to its power level, and it was just cool to kind of build a lineup around a 10th class, especially one that was so prevalent. Towards the end of the season, the meta definitely got a little bit more monotonous with things like overgrowth into Mount Seller on 7 being consistently seen. So that being said, towards the end, I felt like it was a lot more difficult to kind of put our all into prep. But once we started getting there, it was like, okay, like this is it.
Nice.
That's fair. Based Ghost, what about you?
I love the meta. I thought that like it was, there wasn't the technical play probably wasn't like the highest it's ever been, but the matchup knowledge that you like had to pick up was so invaluable, and I felt like that was like a really big deal. Like there were so many times where Ghost and I would, or like, and Booze would run matchups over and over again. Like Booze was going to play in coin concede finals, and so we ran Druid versus Quest Warlock just over and over again, and like we both kind of figured out the ins and outs of that from either side, and that really helped with not only Booze's match that night, but like our matches later. So I really love this meta. It was so much fun.
Nice.
I definitely agree with that about the matchup knowledge. On a general whole, I like the meta. I don't think I've ever had a meta I dislike. It's kind of just I always found Hearthstone fun to play. I don't know. I hope that helps.
Well,
Hey, that's a good answer.
let me read a couple of these that Sage answered real quickly. Sage Diamond asked Sage, "What do you think separates your team captain style from others so you succeed at the level you do, and any advice for newer captains?" And Sage said, "For the first part, I'm pretty not sure what sets me apart. I think it's fair to say there's some luck involved, but even there I'm not sure. For the second part, the best lesson I ever learned from captaining that I want to share is be sure to get people on your team who talk in Discord. Chatty players are the best, even if it isn't about you wanting them to talk about. It shouldn't take much prodding to get them discussing prep and focus." So that's from Sage. So basically, he's saying you want players who talk and who are willing to participate in chat and stuff. And I got one more. This is from Mad at Arms. "Why can't you let other teams win?" And he says, "You gotta want it more than us." So
Nice.
I'll have in response to that, I'll say I have wanted that. I have wanted this championship, baby. It is not that simple.
It's a good answer from Sage. I really like the answer about communication.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a common theme among championship teams in any sport that you play. At the end of the day, a lot of it comes down to being able to communicate with each other and plan things appropriately. And HSA did that. They had communication in spades, and it really paid off.
I will say one of the things I kind of noticed is that I think there is a lot of debate one can have as far as how much communication should be had. Like, should you simply prep lineups? Should you practice best of fives with teammates? But I feel like one thing everybody can always agree on is a little bit of communication can go a long way as far as your actual preparedness, because just knowing like, oh, hey, I talked this over with my teammate and I at least have a plan for how my match is going to go as far as like decks I'm going to lead off with, what I'm going to switch to depending on whether I win or lose, like if it's, last year standing and such, or if it's, stuff like that. So I think that it's very, I'm getting all ahead of myself. I just think it's a very good thing to emphasize.
Yeah. And while we were on the subject of some questions from Diamond, he had some interesting questions for each player specifically. So going over to Booze, how was it to play in the 1 seed this season?
It sucked because I kept losing when I was in the 1 seed.
Didn't you start off with an incredible season, or were you in the 2 seed when you were getting your biggest win streaks?
So I technically started in the 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I started all the way in the 4. My first loss was against Avi when I played in the 1. I think it was like week 7. My second loss was against Inzi, who I played in the 2 seed. And then playoffs tend to win how playoffs went. But yeah, I don't know. It was definitely a fun season, especially with the musical seeds.
Isn't this
Fair enough.
how many seasons have you been in the THL now, Boost?
I think this is my 6th one, and this is my first positive season in Legacy. If that tells you anything.
And your first
Hey,
championship too, right?
congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
and my first
Lusasaurus no more.
Right.
Lusasaurus no more.
And speaking of first ring, I know it's your first championship. A question from Diamond for Based as well. You've also gotten your first championship. How do you feel?
Pretty good. You know, it's always exciting. So is Itachi the only person to have won 2 championships in the same season? Is that correct?
I have no
I
idea.
I know-
don't know for sure, but I believe so.
I feel
Okay.
really confident in saying yes because nobody's corrected me on that just yet. Itachi last season said he doubts he was the first, but we'll have to do an official look through at some point.
Okay. Yeah.
Consult
I'm hoping
Hat. He might have the answer.
He only if it's digitized. Donde's probably the better person at this point to go manually check it out. But yeah, I'm really hoping I can join him there. But yeah, it feels really good.
Nice.
Well, I will just say quickly, we are going to have a 2-time champion this season after the Hero Finals are over because it's either going to be Based or A2 who has 2 championships from this season. So
fascinating. Yeah, that is a guarantee. A2 was
Mhm.
on the championship team in Wild, Based obviously on the championship team in Legacy. So we will have another 2-time champ no matter what the hero outcome.
Unfortunately, those 2 are not playing each other, which would really add to the hilarity of the situation.
That would be fascinating.
Mhm.
Back on track with HSA, though, another question from Diamond for Ghost. Ghost, did you think the team was going to win at the beginning of the season?
Well, I think all of my teams are going to win every season. I don't ever go into a season expecting to lose. And this time, we came out on top, so
There
So-
you go. Ghost, I love that answer. That's an awesome answer, and I feel like for anyone out there watching, it's such a good mentality to have. Expect to win. Always expect to win. Do your preparation. Don't take it for granted, but think you're going to win and go in expecting to win. And often you can see better results that way, rather than going in thinking, oh no, I'm up against such and such a person and I'm in trouble. No, just I like it.
I have a quick question. I know you guys had some naysayers at the beginning of the season. How does that feel to prove those naysayers wrong? Booze,
Great.
right?
I was gonna say I can elaborate on it, but great
Uh,
is the short answer.
We don't need to elaborate
Great,
too much.
that's concise.
But, yeah, but I like it. I mean, it feels good when that's one of the things that people like to do to us casters is tell us how wrong we are when we make our predictions, which is the point. And they like to show, hey, and sometimes they show videos or clips of it or something. And yeah, I think it's good to prove people wrong. And Base, was that ever a part of your motivation to win, to prove, hey, that we're still good? We're not what you think we are.
I mean, I've never seen a different iteration of HSA. And the motivation for me particularly was just we returned a whole team last season, and it's just so much fun to play on this team. And that's really what motivated me. Yeah, in terms of an underdog, I played the only time I played 1 week where I was favored by PR the whole season, and so that always kind of motivates me. That's always fun to see.
Nice. Also, I have a question for everyone on the team, actually, which was your favorite match of the season. I know Sage already answered this by saying his match versus Saku that he didn't have to play because the friends list was bugging and they just no contested instead of playing. But anyone else with a favorite match that they liked out of this season?
Uh, I'll go first. So basically, I don't have a specific match, but I would say the match against Dirty Mike and the Boys, Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters, and uh, Redacted would probably be my favorite three, just because I think my match was the last match to like decide whether we went in or not. So after I won, it was like really hyped because like I knew for a fact we were advancing. You know, I didn't have to wait around waiting for anyone else to like play their match. I just knew like that was it, we're in. So it was always fun to have those victories come out at the last second.
Those are awesome. I love it. Coming in with the top three. What about you, Booze? You don't have to do top three, but do you have a favorite match?
I was gonna say I don't even have a specifically favorite match. I guess my favorite match would probably be all the prep matches that based in Ghost ran with me.
Nice.
I don't know, just because those always really helped week in week out. But yeah.
Well, let's do
Awesome.
And base.
yeah, base. Go ahead.
I'll be real quick. Lotus Knight shouted out our match last night on I don't remember what shows on Wednesday, but anyways, I got swept. But we were in call and it was a ton of fun. Like I thought we both played pretty well, and it just did not go my way because he teched so hard against Demon Hunter.
Dangerous to play a match with Lotus on a call. I did that with him too. That punished me as well.
Let's do.
Wait, what was what was that for? That match?
Oh, mine was Hero.
No, with base versus Lotus though.
Legacy.
Oh, that match. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, you said last week, so I got confused. I do have one quick question though.
Let's do one more question from all three of us, and then we'll move on to the player of the week. We're gonna have to skip the commercial break because I'm running out of time. So
Yeah. I'll just make
Fair
this
enough.
quick. Did you guys, when it came to the actual PR makeup of the team and how this was like a very well-rounded roster, was that something that was like very intentional, would you say, or was that something that like just kind of happened to work out based on the players that you were looking to recruit for this team?
So since we returned Galacronies in full, I would say it was intentional because going into last season, Mako wanted to really have like this kind of musical seeded team. And since we just returned the whole roster, Sage just kind of stuck in the 5 and we just continued what we were doing last season.
Okay. I knew this was like a returning roster. I was just curious if there was still a bit of an intentional thought process to it. So that was a good answer. Thank you.
Ron, you got one more question you want to share from the community, or one that you have?
Just a general question, really, for the whole team. What are the chances we're gonna see another HSA next season?
With all of us, 0 because we're over PR.
Oh.
With that being said, I know we are planning on discussing it here in the next couple of days, but we don't know exactly what is going to shape the team next season, if that makes sense, without leaking too much information.
Sure. So basically what you're saying is stay tuned for the announcements of the teams when the next season starts. I like it.
Yes.
Bum, bum, bum.
We can say that before playoffs, we had the intention of returning the entire roster, and then after playoffs, we were, out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll take the championship over PR management, I'm sure. So, silver lining.
Yeah.
I do find it unfortunate that you guys are only 16 above the PR limit, by the way.
That's with the
It is
boosted
what it
cap,
is.
though, so yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I got one more question from the community. This one is from Blue Spartan. It says, how, this was to Sage, how can I learn to be a good captain like Sage? And Sage responded, you're a good captain. I've heard good things about you, Blue, and I'm sure you'll get lucky and grab a ring as a captain sometime soon, so don't give up. And I think you can take the communication, really encourage your players to communicate. And then if players don't want to communicate, look at maybe finding players that do the following season, as a captain, you really want to win, you got to get players that want to participate. Now, I know some people can't communicate due to work reasons and other reasons, but that's what he had mentioned, and I would tend to agree that most championship teams are like that.
Sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But we're going to go ahead, and I don't know how many people are here are waiting. We're going to go ahead and move over to the Player of the Week giveaway. So what this is I have unless you guys have anything else you want to add. Does anybody else have anything you want to add before we move on?
Nope.
Yeah, closing comments for members
Yeah.
of HSA. Any other things? Floor is open.
Well, we could do closing at the end, but like anything else,
Okay.
question-wise, because I'm going to give you guys the floor at the very end, so you guys can say something before we go.
Oh, awesome. Then I have no further questions.
Okay.
That's
All
what
right.
I was going to say because I'm the lawyer.
All right, so let's do this player giveaway. So this is how it's going to work. The THL is going to provide two $20 gift packs, and then three of us, or actually three players have three players had donated some money to for some packs, Itachi, Skittles, and myself, and
That's awesome.
they're just $10 ones, so they're not like they're to make this a little spicy. So, and though those players are on the weekly committee, and I would like to show appreciation for that too as well, because that committee has been working really hard and showing helping me get the votes and choose who's the winner. And this season, I really like that we got to choose nominations from you, the players. So. And we just basically took that, and occasionally we'd throw in one that we wanted or one that we thought really deserved it. But most of the time, 99% of the time, it's been players that you guys nominated. So, but I wanted to do this as sort of a reward, like try to, encourage players to just do well, even if you're not, your team's not in the playoffs. So, but let's start off on the bottom from Itachi. This one's from Itachi. So this is a $10 pack giveaway, and let's go. Let's do it.
Drum roll.
All right, here we go. Oh, the last thing I want to say: if you're Player of the Week multiple times, you have your name is in here for multiple times, but you only receive one. So we're going to spread the love around. But that does mean that you have a higher chance to get one because you have multiple names in there. So if your name comes up again, we'll just re-roll to another player. Okay? All right, here we go. Here's our first spin here. And it's so small you can't see the name, so we just got to go with whoever's at the bottom. Debs, the first winner.
Hey, congratulations,
And I put
Deb.
their week 8 player of the week. All right, the next one. This one is from Skittles. It's a $10 one. Here we go. If I can find the spin button. Here we go. Diamond in week 6. Diamond from Skittles. $10.
Nice.
Go Diamond. Go Diamond.
All right.
He
And
deserves that after
for the
having
record, I know.
this week.
For the record, I know I
Congratulations,
won
Diamond.
Player of the Week. I took my name off of this, so I'm not in here. And I did not take off the other anybody else who was in the committee or anything like that, so they're still in here. All
Good
right.
guy, Dusharmo.
All right, here we go. This is another one from Skittles. Tweeg, week 7 winner.
Oh, all right. Tweeg, and that's the $10 one as well,
Yes,
correct?
yes. These next two are from me, and they are the same as the other ones. Here we go.
Nice.
Nine Eyebrows. I always like that name. I could just imagine someone with nine
There's
eyebrows.
a funny story about that too. I think some guy on a team of 5 people had a unibrow, so they called it like 5 guys, 9 eyebrows or something. Excellent name though. Great
I
player.
approve.
Congratulations, 9 eyebrows on your $10 giveaway, player of the week.
All right, we
Week
got
6.
one more of those, and then the THL has donated to two $20 ones. So here we go. Where is it? There's the button. Mike Lowe,
Hey.
week 4 winner.
Right. Congratulations, Mike Lowe. And that was the 20?
Yes. No, this is a 10.
Oh, that's the 10.
Now the THL is giving away two $20 ones. All right, so I do those last. All right, here we go. The first of the $20 ones. Mike Lowe already won, so we're gonna spin again.
Mike Lowe killing it here.
He's OP. He's so OP.
Osmonaut,
Hey.
aka
All right.
Dark Hawk, right?
My legacy captain, yeah, Osmonaut, aka
Right.
Darkhawk, with
And
the
week
$20
9. All
giveaway
right.
win.
And the last
9.
one. This is the last one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 7 of these. So here's the last one. Where's the button? Craig of Canada, popular of a lot of people.
Craig of Canada, congratulations, $20 giveaway. Also create some amazing Hearthstone related song parodies.
Yes.
Pretty excellent stuff.
Definitely
So
recommend them. I've heard
just
a
go
few
over
of
them
them.
real quick. The $20 ones are Craig and Oz. The $10 ones are Mike and 9. We'll need to the 20 and these two need to talk to. Well, I'll post it. I'll send you a message. Mike
Yeah, I
Lowe
posted
and
them
9
in
of
chat
us.
as well, just for reference.
Skittles.
Debs, Diamond, Tweeg, and 9 Eyebrows and Mike Lowe were our $10
Yes.
giveaway winners.
Twig and Diamond were from Skittles, and Itachi was Debs. So,
All right.
yes.
Congratulations.
So congratulations, guys. I plan on doing this, and hopefully, if the THL has the funds to do this again next season, hopefully, if we can. If not, then maybe I'll find some people who are, gracious individuals like Itachi and Skittles. So, thanks again, guys. This will be the last player of the week. We're not doing any more until next season. I know there's still finals and stuff, but we're just going to end it this week. All right. Let's do a quick closing because I gotta get going here. Any Ghost? Any last thoughts that you have on your season? Anything you want to say before we wrap it up here?
It's always a pleasure playing with everyone on the team. We had the same team from last season. That was fun too. It's been a great time. I know we're gonna keep in touch regardless of what happens. And moving forward, it's good to see where everyone goes.
Booze?
Nice.
Well said.
Any last thoughts, Booze? We'll come back to you because you sound like a
turned into
robot.
a robot. Yep.
We'll come back to you, Booze. Let's go
Booze
to
a bot.
Based.
Yeah, I'm.
It sounds like he's drunk. I muted him. Sorry, Booze. I muted you, buddy, because you sound like you're drunk.
He's still a robot. Yeah, I just want to say how kind of bummed I am that we are going to be breaking up the band after this. I just it was just so much fun playing on this team.
Booze?
Yeah, that's understandable.
Now you can talk, Booze. I muted you, so you're good.
Am I no longer Roboto?
You're no longer. You're no longer
You're
a
no
drunk
longer
robot.
Mr. Roboto.
You were a drunk
Okay.
robot. It sounded like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you're turning back into drunk robot again.
Yeah.
My phone was not happy.
Oh no!
That was amazing.
Okay, am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
I think so.
Okay. So first off, I want to thank my teammates through and through. My favorite team that I've played with in Legacy by far. I want to thank each of my teammates personally. Base for being the best innkeeper Ghost could ask for. Ghost
Nice.
for dealing with my negative win rate every season. Mako, even though he was going through some crap towards the end of the season, for clutching out in the finals. Sage for being a humble and down-to-earth dude and the best captain THL has ever had. Anyone who's viewed replays with us, specifically me, myself, and I. And Icicles for believing in us from the get-go. Maybe. Did I robot again?
No, that was good.
Okay.
I mean, kind of, but not bad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
only slightly.
Oh,
Only
slightly.
slight drunk robot.
let's see. Ron, do you have any last thoughts for your of the season? I know we kind of threw you in here a bunch of times.
I mean, it was really fun to join in on a bunch of Tavern Talk shows with you guys. I appreciated getting the chance to come on and hang out with you and talk a bunch of Legacy. It's been a fun season. Want to congratulate Hearthstone Academy, Sage and crew, 2-star Mako, Boozosaurus, Base Ink, and Ghost. Incredible season, really well played throughout, and really happy for you guys, and hope that it works out in some way that you can keep most of the team together for next season. But just really glad to put a nice close on an excellent Legacy season.
JR?
This was a lot of fun to be a part of. I really can't thank you guys enough for bringing me on as a permanent host. I'm definitely excited for what the next season holds. And I think it says a lot that I managed to have so much fun doing all of this despite my unfortunate disappointment in falling just short of playoffs this season. But you know what? This was, like I said, this was still a lot of fun to watch unfold.
And for me, I'd like to thank you guys for coming in. This was a kind of tumultuous season, bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of hosts coming in and out and changing from beginning to end. We're still looking at next season. I plan on being here. I think JR's going to be here. So
Yeah.
We may have this rotating host thing again. We're looking at being a little bit more consistent. I know Ron had said that he'd make a couple or a few or a bunch. I don't know. We have to wait and get closer and see. And
Yep.
so we'll just have to wait and see what everything happens. And I'll let you guys. We'll let you guys know in next season. And this is the last show of the season. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for watching us. And we're going to be taking a month break. So goodbye, everybody.
That's right. Have a great night, everyone.
You too.
Great night, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Good night,
Thank
guys.
you.
Good night.